So, 2 days ago, we made a video talking about how the Montreal Canadiens signed one of their best prospects playing out of the Boston University Terriers in Lane Hutson. Well, they do have another prospect who was on that team as well, who hasn't officially signed yet, like at the time of recording this audio and me scrolling on the website and everything. The official Twitter post and the post on the website, it hasn't been revealed yet, but it looks like we're getting there, and I think, it's been a few hours. I kind of just want to make this video anyway, because the guy's going to sign, and he's going to be here, and he's going to be a part of the Canadiens, and he's going to join his teammate Lane Hutson. Today we are talking about Luke Tuch. Because when it comes to Tuch, he's had himself a very interesting development path as a member of the Montreal Canadiens prospect system. Tuch is 22 years old, 6'2", 203, a left-handed guy, and who is currently unsigned by the Montreal Canadiens because, as we had said, the posts have not been revealed yet. He was drafted by the Habs, though, in the 2020 draft in the second round, 47th overall. Now, the biggest thing you'll notice about Luke Tuch is the fact that his older brother is Buffalo Sabres forward Alex Tuch, who's been a very good and leadership-filled presence on this team. Alex Tuch is one of the speediest guys out there. He was a part of the Vegas Golden Knights. He had 50 points in one of the earlier seasons there. He eventually found himself over in Buffalo and had a 79-point campaign last year. This year, he's kind of faltered a little bit, but a lot of Buffalo Sabres players have faltered, so can't really go out there and blame Alex Tuch. He could very well be a candidate for the captaincy in Buffalo. But going back over to his younger brother Luke, he was a Canadiens draftee, and back when he was drafted, he was an NTDP forward who had 30 points in 47 games played. Ever since then, though, Tuch spent 4 full seasons with the NCAA's Boston University Terriers, breaking out this season scoring 30 points in 39 games played. Now, Luke doesn't necessarily have the same foot speed as his older brother Alex does. I think that's a really defining part of what makes Alex Tuch such an impressive player. But for Luke Tuch, he has himself his own skills that make him noteworthy. His playmaking, his shot blocking, his aggression, a lot of these leadership type of skills have been defined here on Elite Prospects as strengths for Luke Tuch. And as we have said, there are also scouting reports on websites like CapFriendly, for example, who went out there and said this, that Luke Tuch is a big-bodied forward who can be deployed in a variety of roles. He skates well, he's got a sound stride, and he is agile. On the power play, he creates distractions around the crease, and he gets in goalie's eyes. He also leverages well against physical opponents. Luke Tuch's hockey IQ is reliable enough to be used in the PK and trusted in the defensive zone overall. He also fronts the play well in the PK, and he gets in shooting lanes. He has been a secondary scorer throughout his development. So, if you take a look at the cap-friendly analysis here, he is a 60 out of 100 compete player, 60 out of 100 defensive zone starts player, 70% hockey IQ player, 70% power play player, 43% physicality, 50% puck moving and passing, 50% shot, and 77 skating. So you're looking more so at a role player who can fill out as an all-situations defensively minded guy, not necessarily a 70-point potential player like his brother Alex, but still a very versatile and useful player. You need players like these to help you win championships, and Luke Tuch went out there and tried to do that with the BU Terriers earlier this year. 30 points in 39 games played, of course, is not bad in the slightest as well. Now, the reason there's a bit of ambiguity here in making this video and talking about Tuch signing, quote-unquote, with the Canadiens is because Eric Engels went out there and posted this yesterday on Twitter. I know a lot of people are wondering about Luke Tuch, with BU done and Lane Hutson already signed. He has a contract offer from the Canadiens, and I'm being told it's expected he'll make a decision one way or the other at some point over the next 24 hours. Now, he'll make a decision. What exactly does that mean? It means that Luke Tuch has played 4 seasons in the BU system, and if he wanted to go out there and become a free agent, he does have the opportunity to do that. And there are a lot of Canadiens fans that are applying. Let's hope he makes the right decision. I'm always told NCAA players don't play out all 4 seasons and then not sign with the team that drafted them. It's possible, but it does happen. But we've seen, of course, from these Canadiens guys that they could just very well sign with the Montreal Canadiens. There was a comment section thread going out there and discussing why this might be the case as well, like why Luke Tuch might not want to sign with the Habs right away. He might want to continue his education. He was in his senior year. Now it's time for pro hockey. Maybe he goes for his master's. Pretty sure the kid isn't going to forego playing in the NHL to do a master's. But if he did want to sign somewhere else other than Montreal, Luke Tuch would have the opportunity to do that this offseason. But, as we had heard from Elliotte Friedman earlier this morning, there's still work to be done, but it's looking like the 2020 second-rounder Luke Tuch will sign with the Montreal Canadiens. And this is why I held off on making this video for so long, even though this news was from about 5 hours ago-ish, is because we still haven't had official word. The Montreal Canadiens have not posted about this anywhere on their Twitter account. If you go over to their website, it's not there yet. Maybe by the time I upload this video and it's public on YouTube, we'll see the article and we'll be able to see Luke Tuch officially sign with the Canadiens, so it's a bit, free-flowing, we'll just say. But Friedman did go out there and post the news on Twitter that it's looking like he will sign. Glad to see he's loyal to the team that drafted him. He will do well next year in Laval. Alex Tuch's brother, yep, he is. Is the holdup him going to Laval instead of Montreal, Elliotte? And another reply goes out there and says, yeah. Marco D'Amico goes out there and pretty much says the same thing. And if that's the case, then it would make sense in a way. The thing is with Tuch is because of his age, his ELC is only 2 years long. If they burn a year, he's an RFA at the end of next season. Mind you, I doubt he'd make a case for any kind of a raise at that point, so he may be better off playing the 2 years before seeking a new deal. What exactly is Stephen Lee talking about? Well, the thing is here, if Luke Tuch were to sign, quote-unquote, with the Montreal Canadiens, he'd have a few options. Either he signs an ELC that begins in 2023-2024, he plays a game or two with the Canadiens to close out this season, he suits up in 1 or 2 of the games against the Red Wings like Lane Hutson, and in the process of doing so, he would burn off a year on his ELC. That would make it so that he's able to get a regular extension sooner, at the time he's 24 years old, for example, for next year. But if Luke Tuch signs an ATO, for example, with the Laval Rocket to end off 2023-2024, and his regular ELC with the Montreal Canadiens starts in 24-25, then all of a sudden that's an extra year's worth of ELC time that he'll have as a member of the Habs. So if Luke Tuch wants to maximize his earning potential, it would be in his best interest to sign a Montreal Canadiens ELC for this season and play in one of the final few games against the Red Wings. Lane Hutson is doing that because Lane Hutson is good enough to be able to be thrusted onto the Canadiens right now. Luke Tuch, unfortunately, is not that star power kind of player, so if he's only getting offered an ATO for the end of this season with Laval and an ELC that would begin next season, then I wouldn't be surprised if the Canadiens are trying to navigate this situation like that. If they want to make it so that Luke Tuch's ELC begins next season rather than in the end of this current season that we're playing. So it's interesting to see the intricacies here, but it does look like there will be a contract decision made. We just gotta wait and see. So, depending on whether or not Luke Tuch signs an ELC that begins this season or next season, we may need to see him develop a little bit more, or we may see him get an extension a little bit sooner as well. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about BU Terriers forward Luke Tuch signing with the Montreal Canadiens. 22 years old, 2020 second-round pick, very good BU role player who does have some offensive potential too. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.